Well, hello to all my friends. How are y'all doing out there? I hope everybody's good. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all so much. First and foremost, before we get started with anything, I just want to say please continue to keep those who lost their lives in the airplane and the helicopter last night. Keep their families in your prayers. Those that are rescuing, just remember to keep that whole situation in your prayers. I just wanted to make sure we got that out. Number one, first and foremost. Well, it is good to see everyone today. Thank y'all for being here. I apologize for the last couple of days. It was just not good times for me. Just having a hard time, and I wasn't going to put that all on y'all. So, anyways, I'm back, and it is so good to see everyone today. I appreciate you all for being here. First of all, Mr. Justin for all comes in and says, yes, in my opinion. Are they telling on themselves? Blue Eyes Jules says, we've been saying this all along, Lolly. Yes, we have, Blue Eyes. Hello, Marina Girl. Hey, TJ. Mimi Sandy. Mona. Lori. Hey, Brown Eye Girls. Hope Floats. Wait, what? Grammy the Great. Hello to you. Hi, Kathy and Victoria. Thank y'all all for being here. Let's see who else. There's our chit chat. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming in. Hi, Jasper. Hello from the Georgia mountains. Well, hello from Texas. Hi, Mary and Cindy. Tam, how you doing? Kimberly and Caroline and Peggy. Hey, Tina girl. R. Taylor, how are you? Let's see. Dispatch Crystal, thank you for being here. We got Cindy, Tracy. Goodness, we got a full house today. Thank y'all so much for being here, Whispering Winds, YouTuber, Hoot3. Hello, hello. Hi, Stephanie. Dancing Queen. There's our guidance. Let's see. Narita, hello. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for being here. Hi, Ida. From Idaho. She's counting down that birthday and anniversary time. Hi, Terry. Hi, Michelle. Hey, Cat B and Lisa. Thank you all. My goodness. Today's your birthday, Tracy? Happy birthday, Tracy. Y'all tell Tracy happy birthday. Hi, God's girl. Aretha Bell, thank you for being here. Well, goodness, we got us a full house today. Thank you, and happy birthday to Tracy. Speaking of birthdays, tomorrow, I'm not sure when, but we will do a live, and it will be my birthday. Hey, Selena, didn't see you slip in. Well, thank you for listening. Thank y'all so much for being here. So, okay, well, a lot's been going on, but yet not a lot's been going on. Isn't that crazy that here we are at 11 months, and it's just the same old, same old. Hey, Chris Turner, thanks for coming in. And Yelva, how are you doing? Glad to have you. But yeah, 11 months. Oh, sorry. Kids are coming home. Dogs have to bark. But thank you all for being here and caring about Sebastian enough. We are this far out, still talking about everything. It's crazy that we're no closer or that we don't know how close we are. How close are we? Hey, Diana, thanks for coming in. We're on here every day, one or all of us, talking about Sebastian, trying to keep Sebastian out there, talking about the possibilities, what could have happened, where could he be, all the things. And yet we have no confirmation that anything is progressing. I get the word, be patient, it's coming. Folks, I'm not patient. I'm not a patient person. I mean, that's my downfall. I'm just going to be honest. R. Taylor, I have to agree with you. Last physical sighting of Sebastian is on the 25th that we know of. That's where we can say for sure. The last sighting we know of was on the 25th. Now, does that mean law enforcement does not have anything showing him on the 26th? We can't say because they're not actually being very clear about that. Was that something that just got put out there because that was the day he was reported missing? I don't know. It's all speculation at this point. But as far as we can say, yeah, we're going to talk about that here in a minute, Diana. Yes. Yes, it would have to be after midnight on the 26th. If it was the 26th, it would have to be after midnight. Yes, Cher says there's definitely stuff laws holding close. And that's what we have to just be patient and wait for because there are things that are not for us to know. If it was told to us, it would be out to the entire world, and therefore, even those suspects that they have their eyes on would know. I agree, Caroline, the 3 a.m. film, that flashlight video is going to be every bit of it, the whole case there. And yet we still have what the parents have said, the times that they have spoke out. And now we know they've gone quiet. The last time Chris was heard was when he got upset over his truck pinging, being one of the two pings in the area, either the 25th or 26th. We heard that. So we keep listening. We're going to go back over things. We're going to hear things differently each time we go back on them. That's all we have. There's nothing new that's breaking. The only thing we can do from now on is go back and see if we've missed anything. What are they doing? What is the progress that we can tell? And so, with that being said, I am going to play our first video. And this is just, we're going to go back and recap. And this is from Web Sleuthin'. This one first part of it. He's going to talk, they're going to ask him about the thud. After the thud, pay really close attention because that is going to be where we're really going to concentrate on. So I'm going to get this ready. And I'm going to share this. Oh my goodness. Did it work? Do we get shared? It didn't share. Okay. Yep, there it goes. Okay. Let me put a banner up because we definitely want copyright. We're going to use this to learn and to talk about the case. So we got our copyright banner up. I'm going to put a little music behind it just so we are good and clear. All the things we got to do just to protect ourselves. All right, guys. Let's get this going.
Let's talk about the thud. I want to know about that. Chris, please tell us.
Okay. What do you want to know?
Well, tell us the whole story. What did Katie tell you about the thud? What is the story behind that?
If Katie's there, maybe she could tell us.
Does she want to come on?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's absolutely fine.
Because it's like this. People, it's enough as it is. I'm not putting her through this. And I'm sure that right there is going to cause a big stir and say, well, I'm controlling. No, I'm not controlling. I'm a husband who protects his wife.
Well, you will only get polite questions here.
Let's go back to the Sebastian deal.
Okay.
Okay. Katie reported she heard a thud. And that's it.
But didn't she
knock
ask?
her off and go to bed.
I've seen different reports of she heard a thud. She said, I don't know what you're doing in there, but you need to go to bed. I've seen other reports that Sebastian responded back to her. If he did respond back to her, do you know what he said?
Yeah, he replied, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean,
we're clearing things up.
Right.
That's all this is. Let's just clear it up, you know?
There was a noise. Katie heard it. She responded. Sebastian answered.
Okay. And see, people out there, they want to help. And it feels like that you just are like, that pissed you off that we even asked that. You know,
what pisses me off is when the statement is out there. There was a thud. She asked him what, he responded back and moving on.
And around what time was that?
I'm not going to give you details as far as.
Katie gave details, but
Well, guess what? That is Katie. I'm not giving you those kind of details.
No, she gave details publicly. publicly.
That is fine.
Okay.
Katie can give you that. I am not giving you that information. I will tell you this. It was between the time we were on the phone to the time we got off the phone. That's what I'll give you. That's it.
Has Sebastian ever left the house barefoot that you know of?
Has Sebastian gone outside of the house barefooted? Yes. Before, has he ran off? No.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's how you were asking it, but
No, I'm glad
I'm gonna answer it.
that's perfect. No, that's great. And again, I swear to you, Chris, we're not trying to be hostile.
Him and his wife would go on shows, and they were totally calm, talking, and they were normal. But everybody dissected every single word that they said, and everybody came up with a negative meaning for every single.
Well,
thing they
let
said.
me tell you what happened. I can explain. Now. Let me tell you, Chris, when you went on and talked about hitting Sebastian with a belt and kind of, just chuckling about it and how the social services or child protective services came to your door and apologized to you, that got people upset. It got people.
Right. Let's clear that real quick.
Okay.
That needs to be cleared up, because what was said and what people heard are two totally different things.
I heard you say you hit him with a belt.
Okay, so let me finish, because that's the problem. When I go to make the statement, people want to interrupt and try to say, well, this and that. No. You wanted the...
Do you see how he has to skip around and he has to turn it around on? No, that's the problem. You people won't let me finish what I'm saying. But in the interview with that whole subject, he was allowed to speak and no one was interrupting him when he said, whack, I hit him across the butt with the belt. But here he's being questioned. He doesn't like to be questioned. So he's going to turn it into some whole ordeal that nobody's letting him explain it exactly the way it was. And because there was some heat on it, let's make it sound a little better than it actually was. He told on himself when he told the story the first time.
The answer, I'm giving you the answer. Now, when I answered that question, I told people Sebastian got a spanking. He got one lick on his butt outside of his clothes. If somebody can tell me how that's abuse to a child, explain to me.
Can you confirm when that happened?
That was years ago.
I got spanked by a belt and wooden spoon by my mom for years.
So, but let's not sidetrack. Let's stay on board. Okay.
Let's sidetrack so we don't get on when this actually happened. He doesn't want to go into details onto when this actually happened. That happened years ago. So let's leave it back over years ago. But we know he said he was 15. So that means it wasn't years ago. But let's distract here. He's already told off on himself, and now he's trying to get out of it.
So the question about the CPS thing that came up to play that everybody wants to tie to this belt is not what it was.
Okay.
Well, I think it was confusing because when you initially talked about it, you referred to him as an embarrassed 15-year-old. So
Yes, you did.
like it was years ago.
We thought it was like right recently.
Well, instead of
But let's
asking
clear it
more
up.
clarification,
Let's clear it
that
up.
should have been. So
What is there to clear up when you say the CPS lady's there and he's an embarrassed 15-year-old? What is there to clear up, Chris? You already told on yourself. You told off that he was 15. And then the CPS reports start being talked about. So let's clarify things and let's change the date and let's change the actual meaning of it and let's change all the things.
as it stands, Sebastian went to school one day. He made a statement to a teacher. The teacher reports it to CPS. CPS comes to the house. That case has nothing to do with Sebastian getting spanked. That had everything to do with Sebastian didn't like being in trouble.
But Chris, you told us he was in trouble because he didn't put his belt on for school. You asked him, where's your belt? He said, in his room. You told him to go get it, and whack, he got a lick. That evening at dinner time, Chris, you told us the CPS lady come knocking on your door, and you said, oh, well, she's here again. And that's when he became an embarrassed 15-year-old boy. Your words, Chris.
So he thought by reporting it to a teacher, they were going to come to the house and they're going to take me out of the house and do this and do that.
That is very possibly what actually happened, isn't it, Chris?
Is what the CPS case was about. And yes, I laughed at it because when I explained to Sebastian, very detailed, what happens, he thought it was a joke. When the CPS lady shows up and looks at him and says, Sebastian, you can't false report. That will get people in trouble and you can get in trouble.
Was Sebastian false reporting? Was he false reporting all 5 times? Chris?
And then she explained to him what happens.
What did he say you did to him?
Can I ask you, what does that have to do with the price of eggs in China when it comes to the disappearance of Sebastian?
Because
Christopher. Oh, Chris. Mr. Chris. Sebastian has to do with Sebastian. And this has to do with Sebastian.
Because I'll tell you why. Because you're wondering why people are coming at you. And it's
because
he was in your home last. That was the last place he was seen.
Yes,
so
he was.
When we hear these things, it's like, okay, let's just clear it up and see what happens. Because I'll tell you why. Because people, I'm not saying me, but I've seen people say, hey, he was hitting his child. He reported it to his teacher. Did something happen? Was there an explosive incident that happened?
No, absolutely nothing of that nature.
Okay.
And for people to not understand, when you discipline a child, there's a difference in discipline and abuse.
Mr. Chris, I don't think you understand. If the school sees or hears from a child, they know the difference from CPS needing to be involved or not needing to be involved. And they thought CPS should be involved because it was serious enough.
There truly is a difference.
But I think hitting anybody with a belt is abuse. I'm sorry, I do. And a lot of people agree with me, and that's the problem.
And
so
guess
we have
what?
a difference
That's
of
the
opinion.
great thing. That's the great thing about having your opinion.
Yes.
That's an opinion. That's not a fact. That's opinion.
Okay. I think a belt is abuse, but that's my again.
Well,
that is
if I was leaving bruises and marks on a
In the law, in the rules, in your state, spanking with a belt is considered abuse. That's not a personal thing. That's not an opinion. That is a fact.
a child, that's abuse. That would be considered abuse.
okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
So by definition,
oh, that's weird.
that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. You can say your opinion, and that is fine, but you have to back it up and say, what I'm stating is just an opinion. There's no fact to it. When you don't say that, you leave it open to interpretation for a lot of people to take it and run with it. That was a lot of the problems with this.
Mr. Chris, I have a question. Look at Sebastian's bare butt, his buttocks, bare, to see if you left a mark.
And there will be people, I can get people from CPS that will say getting a child with a belt is an abuse. But here's the thing, you're right. That doesn't have anything to do necessarily with Sebastian and his disappearance. But what it does is it creates a narrative in people's minds that we need to clear up and change, Chris. We need to clear it up and change it. Okay? So let's do that.
So we just did.
Okay. If now you did go on Nancy Grace and say that CPS has never been called, and
No,
a lot
that's not. No. Nope.
Okay, that's what I heard. What did you say?
She asked the question about a situation, and she asked me if I had ever had CPS called on me. I believe is what the question was. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't exactly know what the question was without hearing it again. So
Okay.
I'm not going to answer you with something without having it in front of you.
Here we go again. Let's cover up the fact that our words are getting us in trouble.
Okay, that's fair. That's very fair. Very fair.
So there we go, folks, with an opinion from Mr. Chris on his words. His words that were already said, already spoken. We've already heard them. And he's going to explain what his words were. Because he actually told on himself. Now we're going to listen to Shay's Safe Place. And guys, all the channels and their descriptions or their links are in the description. I get that backwards every time. So let's listen to this. And this one's very telling. Alrighty, here we go.
Wi-Fi's were in the area. Right now, mind you, it was said that there were only 2 exterior internet sources that came in and out of the area that night. And isn't it funny how one person said one of them was his?
Yeah, that'd be a little for sure.
Oh, it got quiet real quick on that one.
I answered. I don't think I understand what you're. I'm sorry. I don't understand what you're saying. That's why I'm quiet. I'm sorry. I don't get it.
Well, you know, not everybody can comprehend geofencing and Google and cartoons and all that stuff, but and then not everyone understands it when they're being lied to as well. But we're going to go on with it. Got a short little video for you today. Hopefully do a live stream this evening or tomorrow.
I don't think you said the best thing, but you said something about Sebastian disappearing. He left no clue. What did you mean by that?
No, I didn't say the best thing about Sebastian disappearing.
Okay.
The best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever.
Oh, wait. Mr. Chris is correcting his words again? What? He didn't say that? But those were his words. That was his voice. Did you tell on yourself again? Now you got to get yourself out of trouble again, Mr. Chris?
All the crap is just a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever. 15-year-old autistic child that is missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever.
I'm sorry, guys, but there is no best part about this young man being missing. Nothing makes it the best part.
Oh my, Mr. Crystal Clear, caught in another lie again.
Protecting Sebastian's name, I'm going to do that. If that means calling out bullshit when I see it, I'm going to do that as well. But none of this to be done out of anger or out of spite or out of some type of malice intent. It's because without transparency, it makes it so much harder to find somebody. And I think that ultimately, at the end of the day, all of this bullshit of this happened, that happened, this didn't happen, this did happen, it's not getting us anywhere. You know, one of the things that was said by Chris was, instead of ask this, that, and the other, ask about things Sebastian liked. Respectfully, I understand that that's a conversation that brings respect to Sebastian. However,
I agree.
I think that those things specifically would help find Sebastian. And I'm curious, Chris, if there's something that we should know about Sebastian that may actually help us to identify him if we saw him. Meaning that it's been 10 months. We know the young man was going through puberty. We know that he had started to get a little facial hair. Are there some things that we can look at physically that may not appear the same as the day he went missing?
Right, look, is there a cowlick in his hair? Does he have a birthmark somewhere? Is his hair blonde in the summer but brown in the winter? Give us something like that.
Yeah, he does have he's got this gnarly cowlick. When he gets his hair cut and stuff like that, we always have to make sure we either get that one trimmed, we have to leave it lay long. I mean, he ends up pretty gnarly if you don't put product or stuff in his hair. He got some freckles on his neck, very predominant freckles.
There we go, thank you.
Sorry, I was muted. Freckles on the back of his neck, the side of his neck, or all the way around. Protecting Sebastian's name, I'm going to do that. If that means calling out bullshit when I see it.
Do you remember Katie was asked to describe her son? So for the people out looking would maybe notice and recognize that it would be him. And all she came up with is that he likes shiny things. And here, he has a cowlick, some freckles on his neck.
Chris did struggle a whole lot there to come up with anything unique about Sebastian's appearance. Heavily prompted, he was able to come up with, a cowlick, which really isn't a big help because hair can be easily changed, cut off. You all know the drill with that. You know how it goes. Wanted to let y'all know I'll be doing a live stream either this evening or tomorrow, as long as everything works out. We're still recovering from the snowstorm in the back sets. I think I might have a connection to Chris being seen on Sunday the night Sebastian disappeared. Just keep watching.
All right. Thank you to Shay's Safe Place for putting that out there. She does some really good work. And I haven't seen that live come up yet, but we're going to be looking for it. Now, guys, I want to put up a trigger warning because what we're about to see is footage from the flashlight video that's been enhanced. The contrast has changed, and you may see things that are disturbing to you. So just know this. if it would bother you to see a possible situation where Sebastian could have been carried out, then you might not want to see this. So here we go. And this is from Lady Freedom's Raw Narrative. Thank you to her. Let's get this going.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here, coming at you with another raw narrative. Today we are going to go over a image that was sent to me from Gracie's Gavel. So shout out to Gracie. Thank you so much for that image. I also received it from Minnie earlier, but I couldn't see what I was supposed to be seeing. We will be discussing it live, so I will see you all tonight.
Came home to put groceries away because we bought snacks because, you know, he's 15 and snacks. We went to the bowling alley, and then from there we went to dinner. He took out the trash because that's his chore. He takes the can to the end of the driveway. He took out the trash. That's his chore. He takes the can to the end of the driveway. 6 o'clock, I went to wake him up for school Monday morning. And that's when he went in here.
I want you to notice as she's talking about everything that happened, she's looking down on that table at Sebastian's picture there. As Chris starts to talk here in just a few minutes, you watch her. She looks and stares at this picture. Her eyes are focused on Sebastian.
What was going through your mind at that point? Like, what were the feelings that you were feeling?
To censor myself. Holy freaking crap, this can't be happening. Where is my kid? Choice words were used. Like, you know, where the F is he? You know. I had looked through the house for him because it was typical for him to get up and come and rummage for snacks and things like that. And he likes to dip behind the, you know, walls, you know, and then he comes out after I come back and he likes to scare me. But after I looked, and I mean, mind you, all of this took place in like 1 minute flat. But I didn't see him in his room. I looked all over. I ran through the whole house. I looked out all the doors and windows, and I was like hollering his name. And I picked up the phone and I called my husband, and I said, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house. I can't find our son. And I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood, and I drove over by the school, and he's already like, at this point I was like hysterical, and I was crying, I was screaming. Three-way.
She got tongue-tied there, didn't she, guys? You saw the cutthroat gesture. And then she tries to get back on track. Chris coughs. She tries to get back on track, and it takes her a minute. Is she telling on herself?
He three-wayed law enforcement and was telling them like, our son is missing and we don't know what's going on. And he was like, go back to the house, they're on their way. And I drove back to the house, and 20 days later, they found him.
Yeah, I can't even imagine how stressful that is. And
speculating causes problems. Assumptions cause issues. And based on facts of what everybody knows, right now, there's nothing, and everything is still on the table to being looked at.
We just know he's out there somewhere.
One other
Where would
question
that
I
be,
have
Katie?
is recently Channel 5 in Nashville, they had security footage that showed 2 flashlights the night he disappeared. Is there anything that you think about this video or?
Sure. So there's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay. And that is exactly what it is. It's speculations. Now, what I can give you an official statement on is TBI Newslink has released a statement from law enforcement. It's between local law enforcement, state law enforcement, some federal law enforcement, and they have analyzed that video so many times over that everything that everybody is trying to assume is a flashlight, I hate to say this, it's not. As much as we would love it to be one, it's not.
So, guys, I wonder if he's saying it's not a flashlight because maybe it was a headlight. Or maybe it was a phone light, but not actually a flashlight. But we all know there were 2 lights. We all know they came from the back of their house. And we know that one of them ran back. Katie just said, I ran back. Well, drove. She got twisted up there for a while, but she did say she ran back.
I'm not going to go into details as far as where that video is shot from, but I can tell you, as the parents, we have seen the video firsthand from law enforcement. We know exactly where it was taken from, and nothing that is being assumed right now is actually true about that video, unfortunately.
I beg to differ with you, Mr. Chris. We all know everything we're assuming is more than likely true. Just because you're trying to convince us otherwise, we don't buy it.
And anything about any other videos or anything like that, please refer to the TBI news link that they have out there, the updated Amber Alert stuff, and it will give you the most up-to-date information that all law enforcement has, and they will give you current as far as what's what and how they're looking at things.
And if there's any new video, forward it to them.
Please.
Yeah. Security footage is really like a game changer.
This image was sent to me and I decided to...
Okay, guys, trigger warning here. This is the images that many have asked about, many have talked about. It's been played everywhere pretty much, so I'm going to let this play out. Basically, make your own opinion on it and listen to what she's referring to.
Do some further enhancements on it. So here's one shot where you can see Mr. Foot carrying something, but upon closer review and more enhancement of the photo, this is what I see now to be Katie, Chris, and Sebastian. They're carrying Sebastian. It looks to me as if Chris is carrying Sebastian in either a blanket or a bag. I see a blanket just because of the way the black shape is formed, and it looks like he's carrying him like a baby, and Katie is standing behind him or walking with him. The reason I think this is because when I was enhancing the photos, I could see the differences in the appearance of what looks to me to be a human face. And it looked to me like it was actually a human arm that was draped over the person who was carrying the black blanket, or the perceived person in the black blanket. but here's an example of what I saw. Here you can see the differences in enhancements, and as I enhanced each photo, you can tell that the person's skin stays the same color and the black blanket also stays the same color. So I know that those two images are associated with each other. So as you can see, each time I enhance the photo, you can see that the core images stayed the same. And then there's this little nugget. Let's watch.
Drove around the neighborhood, I drove over by the school, and he's already, like, at this point, I was, like, hysterical, and I was at the school, and he's already...
Seeing Katie do the cutthroat gesture, I decided to Google it. I Googled it, y'all. The cutthroat gesture is performed by drawing the hand or a finger, usually the thumb or two, across the throat. It represents slitting the throat with a knife and means that the gesturee or someone else is metaphorically being unalived. In my humble opinion, Katie caught herself just there.
I mean, I can tell you that much here. When it comes to the cameras, there has not been one person that has said no. And trust me, it is greatly felt that everybody's been so open, so helpful in pushing out any which way they can. I mean, there's been some families.
Listen very closely to this part, guys. I didn't catch this right away, but listen really close.
That have actually been on vacation that weren't home and they got information. That weren't home and they got information.
And then there's this little ditty that I slowed down. Did she say, "Don't give out sus"? That's what I heard.
And they got permission from that family to take a look at their cameras and go in their houses without them even being present, which has been amazing. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yes, TJ. So that was a preview from a live she was going to do. Lady Freedom Raw Narrative. You can go finish watching or watch the whole video over there. But I just wanted to show you those things because once again, are they telling on themselves? It seems like there's a whole lot of things they say that in return, they have to turn around and explain themselves. Correct what they said. So is this their way of trying to correct the truth, per se? There is so much out there that they have said, then they've gone back and had to correct what they said. And there is evidence of that. It's their own words. It's not words we're making up. It's nothing we're putting into what they're saying. It's their very own words. You just heard it out of 3 different creators that did something that showed it. We heard it. The belt was years ago. But yet when he told us the story and the CPS lady came that night after the belt whipping, Sebastian was an embarrassed 15-year-old. That was not years ago. He did say the best part There's nothing that's the best part about Sebastian missing. There is nothing good about Sebastian missing. I believe he is doing that tonight, yes. Hey, or in the bushes. That's what he told us. He said that Sebastian will never be found. Those were more of his words. And I'm telling you guys, if we go back and we re-listen to things, they tell on themselves. They're telling on themselves. Yes, he told Dog that you will never find Sebastian. But guys, Sebastian's life matters. Sebastian's disappearance is not a good thing. We've heard chuckles from his mother and his stepfather. Laughing when you're grieving a missing child. There is no happiness when you're missing your child. There's nothing good or funny about Sebastian being missing, but yet we've heard that from both of these parents. The mother and the stepfather have laughed about things, they've chuckled about things, and we heard his own words. The best part is. Oh, thank you, Retha Bell. It's a disgusting thought when you have parents that tell stories but have to go back and clarify what they said. Not thinking, well, we can go clip what you actually said because we all heard it. We've listened to everything they've said. And so many of us have clips. So many of us have the whole lives recorded. But Katie and Mr. Chris have actually, in my opinion, told on themselves repeatedly over the past, let's say, 8 months, because they haven't spoken in months. They won't say, you want to know anything, you have to go to their criminal defense lawyer. The mother has pleaded the fifth. She will not speak. She will not answer. If you have anything concerning her son, you can ask her attorney. What does that tell you? In my opinion, to me, it says she's telling on herself again. Because if you're a grieving mother of a child that just went missing, there should be no need for a criminal defense lawyer. There should be no need for any lawyer. There should be no need for you to plead the fifth. You should never stop talking about your child. Never. I get upset when we have conversations or whatever and Austin is not brought up. I want him to still be a part of us because he will always remain a part of us. It breaks my heart when his name gets mentioned less and less and less. And here, his mother, Sebastian's mother, doesn't want to talk about him. It's a sad thing. I literally can sit here and think about it and get so mad and so angry on behalf of Sebastian. He's not here to do it himself. But because of that young man and the situation that has happened and the words that his mother and stepfather have said, and their friends trying to put every type of blame on Seth possible, when we all know he was at work, locked up in a prison for 12 hours. He did not do this. He didn't even want his child to be put in a home, but he was trying to find the best place if that was the only option. Katie and Chris were okay with putting him in a facility where children have died because of the tactics that were used. They couldn't afford, between the three of them, to put him somewhere that would help him. But by golly, they sure can't afford a PI that puts out that money, that takes all that money. Highest paid private investigator. They should be saving their money to put on their books, in my opinion. And it is so sad to think that Sebastian had to live his life. I don't know how much happiness there was. I don't know if with Sebastian's disability, if he was able to just kind of shut out a lot of it. I hope so. Because I haven't heard a lot of good things come out of that home. Before Sebastian even went missing, we hear the rumors of a pending divorce, a possible divorce. I mean, there was trouble there. Chris had tried for 6-7 years to get custody of his daughter. And it wasn't working for him. Katie wanted her marriage. For Chris, marriages are disposal. They're disposable. He can just find another one. That's it, Michelle. We're not dumb here. And in my opinion, we also have common sense. It doesn't take a brilliant, superior mind to see what's right in front of us, to hear the words they say, and to hear them try to correct it in a different way, so it has a much better look on them. Story came out looking like. And for a mother to tell a story day 7, when she speaks out for the first time, she goes to YouTube, not to her local news where Sebastian might be at. She goes to YouTube. That right there is a huge red flag. When she goes on, she tells a story of she got up and she went to wake him up and he just wasn't there. She tells us the night before he went to his room to play. She told him, okay, Bubba, it's time to go to bed. He said, yes, Mama. Night, puppies. Good night, Mama. All is well. Well, because we questioned it, what would be the reason he would want to run away? Because everybody talked about it. That doesn't make sense. Something's missing. She adds in, she heard a noise a little later in her interviews. The first couple were he just went to bed. Later, she heard something. She asked him if he's okay. Yes, ma'am. A little bit later, she hears something else. Oh, no, let's rewind. A little bit later, she falls asleep at 10:30. A little bit later, she's studying, reading a chapter, and doing her homework. So, was she awake till midnight talking on the phone, or did she fall asleep at 10:30? Was she actually talking on the phone, or was she studying and reading a chapter of her book and doing her homework? Was there a noise, or was there not a noise? Did he actually talk to you, or did he not talk to you from his room? Was there a thud? You told Nancy Grace on national TV, Katie, there was a thud. It sounded like a thud. Is that because he hit the ground? He hit the floor? He went down? Did something happen? And yet, that was the noise that resulted? There's so many questions. So many questions. And all we can do to be truthful about this whole story is go by the words of his mother, because she was the last one, according to her, alone with Sebastian. Doesn't matter that Mr. Chris knows the script. Doesn't matter that he talks about it. According to her, she was the last person to be with Sebastian. And if he had such a great weekend and you topped it off with going to his favorite place to eat, what would cause that child to want to run away? It doesn't make sense. No matter how they twist it, no matter how they turn it, they tell them themselves, try to fix it, and it still does not make sense. But folks, we're not going to stop calling it out. We're going to continue to call it out. We're going to continue to talk about it. We're going to keep going and pushing and putting their words out there. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you things as if it's truthful, but it would just be my opinion. That's not how we do it over here. That's not how we play. We are going to do and talk about what they say, because she was the last one with him. She holds the answers to all of it. His mother holds the key to every bit of this. This could end. It could be over with. We could take a sigh of relief. He could be found. But his mother is the person who's not letting it happen. And folks, it's not my goal to attack a mother of a grieving of a missing child. Trust me. I don't want to. I even tried to give Summer, her mother, and her father the benefit of the doubt because I didn't want that. I can't fathom the thought of how you could do that. But guys, I'm here to tell you, with the words they say, the stories they're given, their actions, it all adds up. We've seen it before. We've seen it in other cases. Even the experts that Chris's friends over there want to debunk everything Jennifer Coffindaffer is saying. They act as if she doesn't know anything when we know she is an expert. Her field of training is with the FBI. It doesn't get much better than that. And even the experts will say there's something there. They're hiding something. They're not telling something. This story does not add up. I hope you all enjoyed today and took something out of it. I don't want to just keep playing things that we have just heard 100 times and you just kind of blow it off, because each time we do, oh, Tim. Isn't that sweet? It's a precious name. Love you, Tim. But we want to do these things. We want to hear these things, and we want to try to understand all of these things. Oh, thank you, Green Eyes. Guys, everyone that's here, thank you for being here. If you could, before you leave, hit that thumbs up. I am trying my best to grow this channel so that we can get heard, we can get out there. I just want to be able to make a difference in these kids' lives. That's my goal. I don't care what anybody else says. I just want to be able to make a difference. Yeah, you don't cut out a cow leg, do you? Yeah. So I thank you for being a part of it. Thank you all. Those in the bushes just listening. Thank y'all. You matter. Y'all really do. Oh, Nana, thank you. Love you so big. Oh, thank you, Betty. Y'all are all so sweet. I do appreciate y'all. Tomorrow, I am not sure our timeline. Oh, Tisme, thank you. And our Blue Eyes Jewel, who gifted me earlier. Y'all make sure to say thank you to both of them. I appreciate y'all so much. But tomorrow, I have 5 memberships left to gift out, and I'll do that tomorrow. And we're going to do a call-in tomorrow. So if you want have something you want to talk about, ask questions about, whatever, we're just going to have a relaxed time, talk about what y'all want. And so y'all come tomorrow and be ready to talk about little Sebastian or whatever you want to talk about. So it's my birthday and we're going to do it however y'all want to. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are so important in this little young man's life. Y'all are so important in the missing kids. Oh, thank you, Bo. Big hugs to you. But I do appreciate everybody for what y'all do, because without y'all, we would just be sitting here talking. And the word wouldn't be out there everywhere. So don't ever think that you're just a sub or just a listener, a follower, whatever. You guys are important. So important. Yeah, Robin, Seth will not give up. He's not. Oh, love you too, Brown Eyed Girls. Okay, guys. So with that, I'm going to let y'all get out of here. We want to make sure if it's being played today on Nancy Grace, we can watch Seth. I don't know if it is or not, but we'll see what we can do. Anyways, love and hugs to everybody. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.